Bruised and half-blinded, he staggered to his feet and saw another monster truck bearing down on him. He scrambled forward, fell into the ditch at the road's edge, clambered up the other side, and ran as fast as he could to the dark shelter of the trees. He was deep in the forest before he stopped, out of breath. He sat down to lick his bruised shoulders and arrange his golden fur, which was dirty with oil and dust. Trees stood all about him, and birds talked up in the branches. I really am discovering the whole world, Alexander thought, and he walked fearlessly on until a new noise made him stop and listen. Somebody was barking. I'm not afraid of dogs, Alexander thought. I'll scratch their noses. And on he went, until out of the bushes 2 tall hounds came leaping with bright eyes and sharp white teeth. The next thing he knew, Alexander was looking down at those sharp white teeth, and the dog's bright eyes were looking up at him, far, far up, at the top of a pine tree. Dumb kitten, one hound said to the other. Come on, let's find a rabbit. And they wandered off, grinning. Evening was coming on, and few birds flew now through the cold, still air. Way up above the birds, Alexander clung to the tree with all his sharp little claws, his fur on end, his eyes round, his ears listening. There was no sound of the dogs or of anything else. I guess I'll climb down now and go home, Alexander said to himself, and he looked down. Down. He could hardly see the ground. He looked around. Nothing but treetops, and all the treetops were below him. He had climbed to the top of the tallest tree in the forest. And if he let go, if he moved one paw, he might fall. He held tight. Somebody will come and get me, he thought. A cold wind blew, and the tree swayed back and forth. Don't do that, Alexander said to the tree. The cold wind ruffled his fur, and he shivered. He tried not to shiver, because he thought he might shiver himself loose from the tree. The caretaker will look for me, he thought. But he knew he'd gone a long way from home. Father will know where I am, he thought. But he knew that when he left the house, his father had been sound asleep. Mother will find me, he thought, and held on. But his mother did not come, and the night did. It grew very dark. A few dry flakes of snow drifted down. Alexander was so cold he couldn't feel his paws. Was he still holding on to the tree? He was so tired and so hungry, it was long past dinner time. Maybe they were out calling for him, wandering about the garden, calling, Kitty, 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 Alexander. Mew, he said as loud as he could. Mew, mew. I'm here. It's me, Alexander. I'm up here. The forest was silent. Nobody answered him. Only out of the darkness came a great silent shape on silent wings. The owl had heard him crying. She flew around him, saying nothing. Alexander saw her beak and her terrible talons. He knew it was no use trying to scratch her nose, but he puffed himself up as big as he could and hissed at her. Go away, he said fiercely. Scram! The owl gave a low chuckle and flew off. Just below Alexander, a small branch stuck out from the tree. Very slowly and carefully, shaking with cold and fear, he loosened his claw hold and eased himself down till he could sit on the branch where it joined the tree trunk. There he huddled, holding on. He dared not cry for help again.